you should be able to have some sort of physical confrontation. You cannot be completely unskilled physically and be a police officer and be 100% effective.
No.
When you see those people, when they get tackled and guys get on top of them, they don't know what to do. You're like, how do you not have any understanding of grappling and you're engaged in these physical altercations with people? Like Andrew Yang said, you should be at least a purple belt in jiu-jitsu.
I agree with that.
Said, which is a great concept.
Yeah.
The purple belt's a very proficient level of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. You should know how to defend yourself, but you should also be like well-funded and well-trained. That it should be a more prestigious position. I think we put cops in the same category that we put like teachers sometimes.
Right.
We need them. We know we need them, but we don't like really care and support them.
Right.
And we only look at them when they do terrible things.
Yeah, I think too. I think it's in Germany. They have to go through 2 years of schooling and training to become a police officer. I think with NYPD, I think it's only 6 months.
Well, Germany went through some shit. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, Germany.
They had a hard time with some bad policing.
Yeah. Germany. They, as the kids say, came out the pocket. Germany. They went a little wild for a little.
What can you imagine living in Germany now and go, wait a minute, what did we do?
Yeah.
Like, how long ago was that?
Yeah.
80 years ago?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude, how about this? I'm from a place in New York, Ridgewood, Queens, right? It's like Queens, Brooklyn, but Ridgewood, right? Big-time German neighborhood. When I grew up, like my mom's German, you know, hardcore German. When I grew up, it was the Germans were like fading away, but still somewhat there. There was a German man who lived across the street from me, like 98-year-old guy. So 1937 or 38. The Nazis sold out Madison Square Garden.
Yes, I've seen that.
The rally, right? The bakery that's still there in my neighborhood was the one that catered it for the Nazis. Because this is pre-Holocaust.
Right,
This
no
is
one
not,
knew what the Nazis
this is just
were
a
going
political
to
party.
be. Right.
So then when I asked,
look at that.
Yeah, the bakery in my neighborhood.
What did they stand for then? Did what they stand for alter over time? Like, were the Nazis always anti-Jew and
No.
about the Aryan race, or
No.
did that become that?
No, it became that. It was just pro-Germany. It was we were ravaged by Germany was ravaged World War I, high inflation. So all Hitler and the Nazi Party did was say we're going back pro-German. Everything's coming through Germany, jobs coming through Germany. So people looked at that and saw patriotism and nationalism in the United States and said, I fuck with that. I support that. The Holocaust and all that came very quickly a couple of years later, but that was not the message back then.
That's why people are so scared of nationalism. That's why people are so scared of powerful, like charismatic leaders, because like that's a piece of history that's repeated over and over and over again. I mean, how many times in history has genocide been committed?
If you told a 1935 German that, hey, in 6 years you're going to be gassing and exterminating fellow German citizens that are Jewish, they would say, not possible. That's not going to happen. But then it did. Just like the same, if you told someone in 1855, hey, 6 years from now, you're going to be a civil war, brothers are going to be killed, they would say, no, that's not going to happen. And then boom, it happens.
Look at this.
Yep.
Madison Square Garden pro-American rally.
Yep. And let me tell you something.
So the Nazi was a pro-American rally?
Pro-American rally catered by the bakery in my neighborhood. So I know one thing for sure at this rally, they had excellent Linzer tarts. The Linzer tarts in that bakery, I mean, unbelievable.
How weird.
Yeah, look at that. I mean,
so strange.
So that's the thing is like, you know, and I get it. Like today's society, like the kids, you know, they'll just get a 5-second clip on TikTok and think they know the history of the world. They're not reading the books. They're not doing the research. You know, I watch this stuff and it's you know, no excuse for what the Germans did. It was horrifying.
Why are they beating this guy up? What's going on?
He rushed the stage, I think.
He rushed the stage?
I think so.
Yeah, he rushed the stage that said, you know, climate change is real. The big sign.
So there's always been like Antifa characters.
From day one, there's always been protesters.
Well, yeah, but like radical ones like this that did rush the stage.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. When you start to get into history, you realize like everything happens. It's just different characters. You know, it's different reasons why, but it's the same mindset, the same personalities.
So interesting. Look how thin everyone is.
Yeah. There's
Everyone
my
looks so
grandfather
healthy
dancing in the
I
back.
think those are kids.
No, those are kids.
They are kids, but look how thin the kids are. If you had a group of kids like that today, what are the odds they're going to be thin?
I know.
Kids look so healthy back then. Like, look, all the people. If you look at all the people, like, none of them are obese.
No, none of them are
obese. Look at that. The guy has no pants on.
No, yeah, he's just fully butt naked.
They're screaming, ah.
Yeah.
Well, probably mentally ill too.
And look, they had a
There's
picture,
mentally ill people.
and then you see they had George Washington in the back.
Yeah,
that was the background because they were honoring. The Germans and the Americans at that time believed, oh, you know, dude, I read a book called The Nazi Symbiosis that kind of said that the president, Winston Churchill and FDR knew about the Holocaust stuff happening. They knew about it. You know, they had their intelligence, right? Secret Service, whatever. And they knew about it. But the Holocaust in initial stages, horrific, can't state that enough, but was yielding medical results. They were getting like...
What?
Yeah, they were like different... I don't know the exact ones, but there were different types of medications that we use today came out of the Holocaust, different types of lab results. Because they were just using them as guinea pigs, human beings. So it was yielding results. And so they were allowing it to happen. It wasn't until Hitler crossed the line, I mean, he crossed the line from the beginning, but stopped yielding results and just started gassing everybody, did Churchill and everybody say, okay, now we got to go in. So nobody's innocent. You know what I mean? Nobody's innocent in the war. You know, like I just did I do a segment on, I do a YouTube thing called Christories, where I do a history thing, and I just did the rape of Nanking.
Oh my God, I do know about that.
So I was getting so much shit on the internet from Japanese people saying that what I am spewing is disinformation. And I'm like, there's pictures and video, there's pictures of Japanese soldiers bayoneting Chinese babies in front of their family. So it's not disinformation, it's just you have to accept history as it is. Like every group, whoever has power, will act in a certain way that's not right. It's a human thing. Most groups do that. And it's not just one thing. Like I feel like we live in a society now where it's like only one group of people were the bad guys throughout history. It's like, no. Everybody's been a bad guy at some point. It's just who had power when.
Well, I think we're just aware of human nature now,
right,
in a different way. You know, like if you look at the work of like guys like Steven Pinker that talk about like crime and history,
yeah,
and if you look at the trend, everything is going to a less violent, safer place to live, with less crime.
I agree.
But our history is so filled with it. Mm-hmm. It's so filled with horrific actions in war. If you just go from the moment people started writing things down, they're writing down the history of war. They're writing down the history of conquest. They're writing down the history of raids. They're writing down. It's like baked into people. Yeah. And if you give people, especially back then with no internet, right? No way for other people to find out. No way, unless the newspapers are reporting on it, unless you have boots on the ground, you have to have photographs, you have to have video. It's so hard for the truth to get out. So they could do whatever the fuck they wanted if they had the guns. Yeah. If they pulled it, and people have, it's almost like, if you put us in that scenario, you put us in the scenario of war, it's like a program that just gets activated in our minds, and we can murder other people very easily. Yeah.